congratulate this year's recipient of the Elsie Lincoln Vandergrift Benedict Award, which we will find out shortly. This scholarship is given to a student who shows promise and accomplishment in psychology. Second, I want to thank the university for giving me this opportunity to speak. I am the great-granddaughter of Elsie Lincoln Vandergrift Benedict, and I want to share a little bit about who this lady was. Elsie was a student here at Denver University dating back to 1905, 117 years ago. She was considered America's most self-made woman in the 1920s and 30s, inspiring millions of people worldwide with her timeless lessons on practical psychology, motivation, living well, and staying young. Lessons which have allowed me to overcome my own grief, worry, and fears. Yes, a voice from 100 years ago of my great-grandmother is inspiring me today, and she can you too. Elsie was a woman well before her time. She grew up in Montrose, Colorado, and attended school here where she joined the debate team as the only female. And she won competitions over and over. She then went on to work at the Denver Post as a political editor where she met her husband, Ralph. It was there she got the call from Carrie Chapman Catt, national women's suffrage leader, recruiting Elsie to the national scene because of her impeccable reputation of her oratory skills. Elsie first said no, but it was an offer then she couldn't refuse. She packed her bags and headed east for New York. And for the next 8 years, she worked tirelessly as a national suffrage organizer, traveling the country, speaking on street corners, standing on cars, while lecturing to audiences of up to 15,000 people. At that point, at that time, she was always afforded the right to vote, but in 38 states, women still could not vote. And it wasn't always easy. She had opposition. While on stage with the lieutenant governor of Kansas, somebody dropped a bag of water from the roof of a nearby building, and she had just finished her speech and was drenched. And she exclaimed, "You can't dampen my enthusiasm in that way." And in 1919, her work here was done. The 19th Amendment, giving the woman's right to vote, was signed into law. And it was the women's suffrage movement that then served as her springboard to her new career as a motivational speaker. People paid her a lot of money to hear her lectures and learn her lessons. Her goal was to be a millionaire by the age of 30, and she achieved it well before then. Elsie toured internationally with her lectures as far away as Australia and New Zealand, advertising her lectures in the major newspapers for people to come hear the Wonder Woman, who will make your life over. And she was known for wearing a gold headband and the most beautiful tailored dresses. Dress companies used her name in their advertisements. Elsie Lincoln Benedict wears our dresses. She was an influencer, as we know the term today. Wonder Woman historians now have put Elsie into the history books as a possible inspiration for the Wonder Woman character we know today. She and her husband decided to travel the world, and that they did. They traveled to 55 countries and wrote what was considered the most comprehensive travel book of that time, Our Trip Around the World. Keep in mind that commercial airline travel did not exist, so she crossed the Atlantic on an ocean liner. It was said that she spoke to over 3 million people and had over 1 million friends and 250,000 members of the Benedict School of Opportunity. Fortunately, most of her writings are now in the public domain and available on Project Gutenberg, and people are beginning to take interest. The New York Times caught wind of her book, How to Analyze People by Sight, as being, which sat on the top 10 most downloaded book for years, beating out the Bible, Frankenstein, and Alice in Wonderland. Elsie's best friend, Dorothy Hanson, set up this scholarship nearly 40 years after her passing. And it was important that Elsie's legacy be remembered, but I think it's more important that Elsie's spirit is kept alive. This scholarship was intended to give an aspiring student, one with the ambition to create good in this world, encouragement to go out in this world and make a difference, and to create your own legacy. One that maybe 115 years from now, your great-grandchildren will be celebrating your accomplishments. Elsie said, "You have the key to the door of opportunity right in your pocket." And speaking of opportunity, thank you for the opportunity on behalf of the Elsie Benedict family to be here today to share this honor and recognition. Thank you.